Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Dominic, it's your boy. Welcome to the show. Because they're doing well, because they're having a wonderful day on this 15 September 2025. We woke about 20 minutes ago. Tonight is the last day to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine is what we shall do. There I go. I'll stretch. The first thing we do, try to fix some files. Let's go. Season 3, episode 7. It's lagging a little bit. Okay, 1.5 times the speed. A nice multi-grain bar. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm. 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 That nice. That was amazing. One. Ugh. We're almost done with the free upgrades. 5 token. One. No. Nothing good. Good. We'll see how it goes. DCIM screen recording. I got 2. DCIM. Pending. We'll do share it. It's gonna work well. We did a Oh, it works. in mental space. I didn't. Ugh. I have time for another one. But only give us 2 episodes to review, which is not great. This is what I want to. La la la.
No, going versus Marshall. Straight up. Yes, he's just a kid. Can't you just let him off with a warning? Sometimes being as tough as possible doesn't lead to the best outcome.
This isn't Cagney calling Lacey a poopy head. I'm not just gonna give him a timeout.
334 is so long. So long.
Are you kidding? Ruby had me still like stepping for a week.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So you're telling?
Get out my head.
Okay. Oh my god. There's no trust. I don't care. What's gonna happen? No, no. Don't blink, it's your boy, Game commercial. Ah. Don't blink, it's your boy, Game commercial. Visiting works, having a wonderful day on this glorious 16th September 2025. Woke up about 2 hours ago. This is the first guy that's been the day. Spent an hour and a half to try to fix a file, which I didn't do, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I watched. So, got a couple of videos to do this morning, and that's pretty much it. So, here we are as Victor Von Doom. I'm exhausted, but today is an important day, so let's get this started. Okay. sugar cheese sundae. Don't blink, it's your boy, welcome to the show. Meanwhile, on the 16th September 25, it is very early, sunrise. I thought I missed something, but we didn't. I checked outside and wow. Look what we got. The moon. Still very present. Look how nice this is. Incredible. Tell me I ain't got no brain. Oh. Oh yeah. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another commercial. First video of the day, of course, we have our breakfasts, which is going to be delightful. Some warm bread, some almost melted cheese, and some delicious sausage. Because I'm doing well on the 16th September 2025. As you can tell, this is the last day of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so we have a freaking day ahead of us. Woke up about an hour ago. Slept a bit too much, but you know what? The more we sleep before, the less we have to sleep after. I love bread and cheese. I love it. So, super simple today. Super simple. Today we'll be watching. This is the intro right away. We'll be watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine the whole day. Making a video about it the whole day. We have 22 hours left to watch. I think today I'm going to be abusing the energy drink. If I feel so myself. That's pretty much it. So it's gonna be super cool. Tomorrow I have my appointment with the government. Another one. Because now we're seeing two governmental rep. One for the job, one for studies. That is pretty much my morning. So I got 2 videos to do. One of them is a feel-good video. The other one is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We have a little problem. I was supposed to wake up at 3. I didn't. With that, I didn't watch a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine videos. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the commercial. Because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this glorious 16th of September 2025. As you can tell, we're a bit sick. That's because we woke up not too long ago. So it'll get better during the day. Today, on the 16th of September, is a whole Brooklyn Nine-Nine day. Because it leaves Netflix tomorrow. But before that, I got a simple video. And that simple video is what we're doing right now. That is not Brooklyn Nine-Nine related. It is also not dropping phone related. Can you believe that? Not phone related. Not dropping phone related, nor Brooklyn Nine. What could it be? And I have the lamp on, the flashlight on for obvious reason that I don't need to share with you guys. My apologies. I'm in a really good mood today because, again, I don't have that much time, but I'm gonna do what we can. We're watching the sunrise, which is absolutely phenomenal, right? And I feel like this is important. I feel like this is really important because we're doing what we can and how we can. Jeez. So, I want to do like a self-pat in the back video. I love doing them. So we were eating. This is my breakfast. It is super early. The sun hasn't rose yet. That's a word? I don't know. Yeah, very good video, bro. We had 2 hot dogs, cheese, and bread, all cooked to perfection, which is great. So, you guys know that last week we had something happen to us that was very bad, which is we recorded for 11 hours, and because we recorded for 11 hours, we weren't able to have the video. The file broke, so we've been fixing it, right? And it's kind of cool because I could have just given up, right? Right now we're broke right now. I'm not gonna be in the street, but we're broke. So because we're broke, I cannot go to somebody, a specialist. I cannot ask them, hey, can you help me out? We tried. The free one couldn't help us. So professionally, possibly, but it's gonna be a nightmare as well. So we have 2 good news. I have a tendency to wait until the very end to do things. For example, today, Brooklyn Nine-Nine finishes tomorrow. And because we're not gonna be done. I can be done with season 4. And that's about it. You know? That's pretty much it. So, why is that important? That is really important because, in the same way, how can I say that? In the same way as a show is leaving Netflix, and this is work I could have done, but there's so many things I can do. I can eat bread, and that's a video, right? So although Brooklyn Nine-Nine leave, I'm gonna finish it. This is the mistake that I did, right? Besides, I'll be completely honest. Today I'm gonna manage to finish season 5. And I'm pretty happy about it. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. So, because the easiest thing to do is just to delete the videos and be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Not worth it. Not worth the effort. I have to clean the computer from the files. I have to... Boy, oh boy, we have some work. We have a lot of work. But at the same time, it's okay. Because it needs to be done, right? And it forces us to do in a couple things, and that's why we get itself back in the back. Like, for example, right now, the phone just rang that it's 15 gigs, right? However, we've been filming content for an hour. And that's not too bad. Now, when I say filming, I don't mean camera, because camera takes a lot of space. We're meaning screen record, which takes less space. But I still had to do an effort to really go in and free as much space as possible. It is such a nightmare. Did I have problem with the storage before? Absolutely. Has it ever been this bad? No, it hasn't. The fact that it's this bad is, oh, my apologies, kind of crazy in itself because, like, dude, this is not good. I can do possibly 2 hours of videos, and then the phone gets filled. Yesterday night, I went to sleep, not because I was tired, but because we didn't have storage, right? And we tossed and turn, you know. So yeah, forcing ourselves to fix it ourselves, to fix our own issues ourselves, even though it's not my fault, it's a coding error from the phone, it's an input problem from the phone. It's the only one of the 4 that does it. So it sucks, but I'm gonna be able to fix it. And if I'm able to fix it, then if it happens again, I know how to fix it. I'm not good with computer. I'm not good when it comes to behind the scene. I'm not good when it comes to OBS and, you know, setups, right? And I'm gonna do it. And the whole day today is reserved for that. The whole day today is to clean the computer, extract one file, upload that one file, do the same thing for another file. The one file that we're doing right now is 5 gigs, so that's not that bad. And the second file that we have to do is like 57 gigs, so that's gonna be taking a long ass time. But when it's done, it's done. And what I just realized is I need 100, but my computer is filled to the brim. I have like 11 gigs left of space out of 500, and I don't use it. I don't have game on it. I don't have. It's super weird because I don't know what's going on. So what I know is TikTok has a tendency to do cache, to fill up the cache. And we've been watching TikTok on the computer, so possibly a horrible mistake. But at the same time, it has to be fixable. It has to be fixable. I refuse to think that it's not. So, you know what? Standing up for ourselves, taking care of the problem, not asking for help. See, I'm not a guy. I'm not a guy that's gonna. It's so weird because I'm not a guy that's gonna ask for help. I don't like asking for help, and I don't like receiving help because I feel indebted after. However, there's thing where I know I'm not going to be able to, and I'll go ask for help right away. So either I'm stubborn and I refuse help, or I give up way too early and ask for help. So there's always one of the two. And I don't think that's normal. But at the same time, hey, analyzing your strengths, your flaws, it's part of the game also, right? So I know these are things that I have to work on. And that is pretty much it, to be honest. So, working with limited resources, working with limited knowledge, the mother of invention is need, right? And we are in dire need right now. So, I don't know what's gonna happen. However, I know that's gonna be a positive ending, and because it's gonna be a positive ending, I'm happy. So that's pretty much the video of this morning. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Ooh, it orbs. My apologies. I'm tired. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome up to our show. This is doing more because having a wonderful day on this 16th September 2025. Yes, 16, which means this is the last day to do some Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So today we got some great news. We are at season 3, episode 6, which means that it's not possible for me to finish the show. This is my fault. I made a mistake. I overestimated my ability to view it. I got only one person to blame, and it's myself. Okay, little A, little B. This is the last day, so I'm very nervous. But what I'll do is I'll watch as much as possible, and I'll do as much as possible. And you know what? It'll be a defeat, but we fought till the very end. And if you look at Lost, I knew that I had wanted to watch it. So I'm like, what's the point? Well, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is gonna keep it like that, right? So we have season 3, episode 6, the Green Class. So the Green Class is super cool. We have Jake trying to work on his lending, on his catchphrase. It's cool because Jake always going to see himself as this little guy who is a huge fan of He's a huge fan of police movie, and his whole life was always about being in one, right? Of course, we're watching the sunrise. I only have 3 videos to do today. I only have 3 episodes to do today, which is not a lot, but we'll watch them after. I'm exhausted, if you cannot tell. So Charles as his sidekick, which feels really bad because I do like Charles, but if it quacks and it walks like a duck, it's a duck. Charles, if it's helpful and if it's simpy, then it's a simp, right? But Charles sneak in some protein bar or whatever in Jake's pocket, and Jake eat it, and he has a bit of fudge. So it was a perfect landing, but the criminal was like, yo, you got some fudge on your cheek. So then landing miss, opening scene missed. Kind of a cool whatchamacallit? Hey, I'm exhausted. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Bit better. I don't know what I was saying, to be honest. Cool opening. Cool cold open. We got Terry, who's nervous again with the kids. And it sucks because Terry goes from being a great father to a guy who is overly stressed by being a father. So I'm not sure where they're going with this. I'm not sure where was the aim of this, the aimee of this. But it ends as Jake and Charles are worried about him. So because they're worried about him, they're going to take him to a retreat. The retreat is going to be awesome to see. It's a good episode. It's not my favorite because, okay, so the truth is, it's hard to follow up the Halloween tree. Halloween tree was amazing. We got the Rosa and Marcus. Who's breaking up. Rosa is time and time again not ready to move on, and this is also a problem because you made so much effort towards developing your characters, but at the same time, what breaks up the relationship is what would have break up the relationship early on. So all that growth that we saw with her is completely meaningless because at the end, what happened is exactly that. You know, and the first time that she see Marcus, she's like, "Oh, I'm not good with feeling." That's why she just bones, no emotion. But then with Marcus, she's like, "You know what? Let's give it a try," and then it doesn't work. Now the good thing is, Old is a super good cop because he sees it right away. Like, holy shit, dude, you're gonna break up with my nephew, right? And surprisingly, he takes the side of Rosa. I say Old and Rosa together are super funny because Old and Rosa together are super awkward, and it's unpleasant. Because they're both so similar, right? And so Old goes in and he says, "How are you gonna lay him down?" So she tells him, "Oh, I thought I ended the recording. To see the sun is rising nicely, so this is cool. This is really cool." So Old talked to his boyfriend Kevin about Gina's plan. And Ed's plan, the plan they came up with to break up with Marcus, and Kevin calls them sociopaths. I don't remember if it's sociopath or psychopath, but one of the two.
Listen, don't worry. That's not how I would come.
I love this. I love this. Charles is trying to be a hopeful thing, a helpful thing, a helpful dude. JK is just trying to be a good, good friend, but Charles is trying to be helpful. What's the difference? I think Charles has the captain interest in mind, and I think Jake has the captain in mind, which is completely different. We got oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You got Amy and Gina going in, and Gina is she's an icon, right? And if you talk about icon, you talk about iconic movie, and one of those iconic movie ends up being She's All That. So She's All That is a story about a teenager that wasn't that great looking, and then she gets a makeover. Because she gets a makeover, she becomes extremely good looking. So Amy wants to present a system that will make police life easier. Now I gotta say, there's a couple of things here that really makes me happy. The first thing that makes me happy is she's talking about this is insane too. This is insane. She's talking about the movie that she saw. Wow. So what it is a pocket. I'm gonna say pocket flashlight, but people are gonna say, oh, it said a pocket flashlight, which is not completely different. A shoulder flashlight. Oh, I gotta go bathroom. And we're back. Also, we're making some popcorn. So you possibly cannot hear it, but listen. Popcorn. So, what is really cool here is she's talking about how her and her pocket light travel, right? And she mentioned Terabithia, she mentioned the Shire, which is all like, this is all book, right? Because it was a thing that she used to read in the night, right? Now, what is cool is a couple of episodes later on, I think it's this episode, I'm out of breath, I'm out of shape also. Jake talks about the ants of Lord of the Ring. The Shire is from the Lord of the Ring. So either the writer just saw Lord of the Ring, or Amy and Jake's, or bounding over some books called Lord of the Rings. And if it is, I'll be completely honest, I don't know if ants are present in the Hobbits. They possibly are, and Silmarillion, because Silmarillion is just a complete book, and they're possibly an unfinished tale of Numa, which is a Numarian. The sun is rising nicely, which is perfect because we're almost well, we're not almost done, but still. So Gina goes in and she's like, "Are you trying to?" She's all that me, and what she wants is to Gina to give her a makeover. I'm gonna say make her over, build a bitch workshop, makeover, right? And because Gina will give her a makeover, she'll be more confident to present her product for the police to see. Hey, do you want to invest that? This is kind of like a Dragon Den thing. So this is super cool.
So much. I'm talking fishing. I'm talking boats. I'm talking frisbee. What else am I talking? Wildflower picking so we can make our own hello. Nope, I was talking bonfires before, but that's my fault for throwing.
I love this. We have a bonding trip between Jake, Terry, and Boyles, and now they're talking about their plan. And I gotta say, Terry looks he looks amazed. He looks like, holy shit, it's gonna be a fun time. So this works, right? But not really. So they realize the guy goes in and talk. Now this is a cool thing because this is the desk buddy of Rosa. You remember in season 1, the guy that was unkempt, unclean. Well, this is the guy that we got for Rosa. So this is kind of funny. This is super funny. So basically what he says is, this is not a good place. I don't know why you're boring this cabin, because this is the worst of place, but hey, have fun. Look at this. Give me a sec. Oh, let's go. Let's go. It's not important.
You want to see me?
Listen to this. Let's go.
A long drawn out breakup is going to end in a big scene and Mark's crying.
This is good. This is to people that are not used to showing feeling, are not used to showing emotion, talking about how it's important to show emotion. So this really made me laugh. This is a really good plot, and this is smart. So they go fishing, which goes horribly wrong. They don't know how to fish, which Jake make him realize that he didn't bring anything. He didn't bring food, only fishing. Amy presented her product, but it doesn't work. And you realize that it kind of sucks because Gina goes in and she's like a natural, right? This is super nice. They go in and it's disastrous, right? However, they have alcohol, but it's cheap alcohol, so it doesn't taste good. They found a fox body, but the fox body is decomposed, so this is not eatable. Terry says to Jake, like, yo, you didn't plan this through. I go on a vacation and you're making me work, right? This is not cool. Which Jake, of course, feels that. You have Charles, who leaves to get some mushroom that he finds in a sinkhole. So then Terry and Jake are supposed to bond over the fact that they lost Charles. However, they don't make it out. They sleep in the same. They sleep in the same. They sleep in the same hole, and they have to warm up with each other for. They have to cuddle for heat, which is not ideal, of course. We got the product of Amy, and I'm gonna complain here. I'm gonna complain here. Look, this is the shoulder nova. Look at the presentation of it. It's really similar to what it did with the police force when it was a picture of Amy. So it's really similar. The guy says, "I don't see a need for that product," and that sucks. The boys trapped in this sinkhole talks it over and like, "Yo, this is how I feel. This is how I feel." And in there, I have to say, Terry is right. You know, he has a lot to do, and he doesn't know what he can do to take a break. He has like 1 hour per weekend, and he has a bubble bath, which is kind of cute because Terry is humongous, you know. Jake is able to get out of the place by being very smart and undoing all of his clothes. However, it's not clear if he can take Charles because Charles' leg is cramped up, and Terry is humongous. Rhoda tells Old, "Look, I broke up with Marcus, and it feels good." However, guess what happened? Guess what happened? Guess what happened? Rosa, by being compassionate towards Marcus, realized what emotion he was feeling and realized that she was feeling the same thing. So she was sad also, and she started crying, which is something she's not used to. Gina, who talks to Amy, she's like, "You know what? Fuck these guys. I got a tenant in my building who is a little Amy Santiago, and she loved that product. And it really makes Amy happy, which is the goal here, is to make Amy happy, right? And I gotta say, Gina is sweet. Very sweet. Jake thing is, he says that Terry forgot to have fun. Like, I understand that you're stressed, but you would be less stressed if you had fun. You forgot how to. So then, instead of buying food on the trip to go, the road trip, they bought fireworks, so they light up the firework, which is kind of a cool scene. I would like to see the results, but we don't have the results. Season 3, episode 7, The Mattress. So this is also a good episode because this is the first problem in the relationship of Jake and Amy, and it has to be something as pointless as a mattress. Not my favorite episode, but out of the 3, possibly the best one. This is super cool. The cold opening is Hitchcock founds a new news store that sells a mason jar with lemonade inside. Now, why they're cool is because the lemonade jar is in a mason jar, and they just bought a fish. Hitchcock is cold, he just bought a fish in a mason jar. So Jake is explaining how he wants to make a bet of what's gonna happen first. They're gonna drink the lemonade first or eat the fish first, but even before he's finished, the fish is already eaten. So this is kind of cool because it was a plan to have fun, and the plan was ruined because he wasn't quick enough. And that's your cold open. We have in a couple of storyline here got Rosa, who has a. This is super cool because I literally thought Sam was her little brother. So Rosa has a brother. She has a lot of siblings, right? And we don't know them. So when she introduced Sam, she said, "This is my little brother." I thought it was a little brother. However, there is a program in USA that's called a Big Brother. So what is a Big Brother? A Big Brother is, and this is actually a very popular thing. Even a Canadian knows about it. So it's an older adult or a young adult. They're gonna take in a kid or a teenager. They're gonna act like a big brother. They're gonna be taking care of you. They're gonna be giving you a tour. They're gonna take you fishing. They'll do an activity with you, and it's supposed to be a mentorship thing. So it's not clear if Sam is the little brother in this case or a real brother. Why is that clear? Because she refers to him as siblings. But then Rosa said, I'm his big brother. I'm like, she's a chick, so she wouldn't call herself big brother. She will be a big sister. However, this program is called Big Brother. That's where it kind of stopped making sense. You see, watching police show, I'm becoming a detective. So it's pretty cool. Rosa is super rude to Sam, but Sam is used to it because it's brotherly love and sisterly love. Terry's like, no, don't treat your brother like that. He's gonna end up being a bad apple because you treat him like shit, right? And this is really cool. because at the end, this is possibly one of the best thing with Rosa and Terry. We got the next scene. They find a new drug, which is Taxi. They find a new drug, which kind of remind me of 22 Jump Street. And they find new drugs, and this is the case for Jake and Amy to work together. Now, this moves along a little bit to, it's complex. It's complex. It moves along to the stakeout. So basically, Jake and Amy work together, and because they work together, things get complicated, things get uncomfortable. It's very reminiscent of what we saw with Jake and Charles. However, Jake and Charles are friends, while Jake and Amy is a relationship. Jake and Amy have to work things out for the relationship to work, versus a friend that you realize that you're too far from the friend itself to continue. Like, for example, I had a friend I was talking to every single day, and we haven't talked in months because he was stuck over streams, but I don't stream anymore. Well, I do stream, but not right now. So that's pretty much it. And we just lost touch. I feel so untouched.
No, I'm sorry, I'm just ready to work this morning. I got this.
Oh, we have another one. I have another one. And Gina's the queen in this one. So we got Charles. And you know what I have to say? In season 3, I feel like Gina is much more involved. And this is cool. This is cool. This is really cool. I feel like what happened... Okay, so this is my theory, right? I feel like what happened is season 2 had more Holt in it than other characters. Because people liked Holt. Now, I feel like they did the same thing with Gina. People like Gina. You have to understand, and this is, I'm sorry to say, but I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure, the most popular person on the show was Andy Samberg. Yeah. Yeah, cool, no doubt. So, a bunch of people that were less known got to shine through the show, so this is kind of cool. To give you more Gina, so what happened here is Charles is in the parking spot, which is super happy, and the captain parks his car. He parks his car in the space of Charles. So because of that, there's an accident that happened. Charles is stuck and no space to leave. So when he leaves, he scratches the car of the captain, which made the captain realize, like, listen, yo, this is not good. You parked your car because the one at fault here is Holt. Holt takes 2 spaces. However, Charles discarded his car. So this is super cool. And at the end is a really cool scene where Holt says, you know what? It was my bad. I'm sorry. We got Amy and Jake who are fighting because Amy is saying, and this is actually a really nice thing. Amy is fighting against a mattress. And I gotta say, things like that would have bothered me because I'm like, dude, this is a stupid plot. But the mattress here is insanely smart. So they've been dating, and now they said, I don't know for how long they've been dating, but they've been dating for a while. And Amy's talked about Jake about how his mattress is not good, right? And Jake is able to make sacrifices because, he doesn't care. But with Amy being there, he's not making the effort to make her feel comfortable, which doesn't make her feel wanted. Because he's not making her feel wanted, she wonders if serious about the relationship because he's not willing to make sacrifices for her. So the mattress is a image for a commitment, which is super cool. Super cool. Super nice. Jake has a disguise where he pretends like he's a guy that's doing survey for environment. Why is this cool? Why is this insanely cool? Well, because it just goes to show how it's like a mockery. It's like a sarcasm. Like, nobody cares. He's talking to people, and people are not even looking at him. I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool, to be honest. Rose gets really pissed because her little brother Sam stole a phone. Now this is greatly written because it shows that Rosa is, at first, she's rough with him. When he does a crime, she's like, okay, well, you fucked up. And this is also a part that makes me think because they're not related. So when she said, you're done to me, you're a criminal, your criminal scum, I'm like, dude, this is a bit rough. And I know Rosa is rough, but still. But then if it's not a real brother and she's a guy that she's been mentoring, it's, it's not related to blood. So yeah. So Terry is telling her like, chill, yo, this is not cool. Gina says she's gonna help Charles, and they show this is super cool. This is super cool because Charles has to go in, and he's what should we call it? Charles goes in and he has to like say sorry because he crashed the car paint. At the same time, Captain Old is behind. Amy and Jake go mattress hunting. Best scene is when they're jumping from mattress to mattress, which is super cool. There's this guy called Brian, which is a salesman, and he's supposed to be like a spiritual guide because he says, I want you to be happy, I want you to be okay. If you need something there, I got you. But Jake's like, no, you're overstepping, Brian. Which is super fucking funny. Amy and Jake gets into more of a fight, which is kind of shitty, but still. Old tells Amy, and this is bad because this is the first time I'm gonna have a real complaint about the show. Old asked Jake, hey, are you two doing okay? Because I hear you screaming, right? And Jake and Amy pretend like everything is okay. This is boring because this is the same thing with Charles, and it was like a season ago. It was season 2, episode 8. So this is pretty boring, and this is season 3, episode 7. So kind of similar too. But they prove that they're together and they can work it out. Terry does the best thing, which is inviting the dance teacher of Rosa. Now this is a really, really cool thing because we know Rosa took dance lesson. So why is that cool? Because it's just paying attention to details. Oh, I gotta make something. We're not in trouble, but still. Oh, that's cool. when I came to film, I had 77 minutes that I had to film. 77 minutes, right? Again, I'm going to say it once more. 77 minutes. And now I'm being told that I no longer have 77 minutes, but I have 87 minutes. So instead of uploading, we didn't upload, did the opposite. That's good. So before I go, was there something I could have done to make your heart feel better? Stormy weather, go. However, we have it on space today, so we're good. Can check my TikTok. To see if I became famous yet? No, but close. So before you go, was there something I could have done to make your heart feel better? There you go. So I also have to take this one and transfer because I'm not gonna have enough storage for both. So we remember from season 1 that Rosa used to do ballet. So Terry finds her old coach. However, her old coach was disastrous. She was as mean to Rosa that Rosa is mean to Sam, which is her little brother. Gina goes in and she says, you know what, I'm going to teach Captain Old a lesson. So what she does is she put the cupcake on his seat, and then Captain Old sit his ass on his seat, and he gets in trouble. Well, not in trouble, but he's like, okay, well, he sit on it and said, what is your cupcake doing there? Oh, you telling me that it wasn't supposed to be there, like your car wasn't supposed to be there. And then it's an allusion to make him realize that he was wrong with Charles, and Charles was in the right. He put something where it doesn't belong, and then there's an accident, and it's because he put something where it doesn't belong. That's simple, which I did like. I did appreciate the little bit of a cool scene that we have here. Amy and Jake are doing a stakeout in a hotel room where they see that the bed is very comfortable and that things could work out. So this is kind of cool. However, they're fighting, and because they're fighting, the perp next door hears them and sees the camera, which gets Old and Amy in super trouble because they're fighting. But Old sees this, he understands Jake's, which is again more of Old is a very good character because he reacts differently with people. So with Jake, he realized that he has to treat him like a kid, right? And he has to explain things. So for example, he says, you know what, this car is so important to me? And again, this is the car we introduced this episode. I said this car is super important to me because when we were young, me and Kevin didn't have a lot of money, right? Until we started having a good job, and I didn't want him to buy the car because he lived far. and because I didn't want to buy the car, the relationship wasn't doing well. However, one morning Kevin came at my door and knocked and said, "Hey, I bought a car for me to see you." And Oho said the biggest regret that I have is not buying a car first. And it speaks to Jake, which is super cool because so that's pretty much the scene. Old talks to Charles, and Charles, he said, "Hey, don't worry, the car looks good right now." Charles goes to pay him, and he canceled the check because he's like, "No, it's my fault. You're good." And then Gina says, "You owe me so much for the cupcake," which is pretty fucking funny.
I think I was just scared that you were going to realize you're way better than me. Like, you're Orange Gina and I'm Orange Soda.
Are you kidding? You're Orangina.
Ugh.
Let's go. I love this. I love this. I love this. Jake's apologized, and he tells Amy why he didn't feel like buying a mattress, and because he didn't believe that he was worth it for her. She's much better than him. She could have found better than him. Buying a mattress would have just been expenses for her to leave for a better guy, which is pretty sad. Next episode, we have season 3, episode 8. We have Ava, which is super cool. We have the super cool. This is a Thanksgiving special, without being Thanksgiving. So basically, what they have is they have recaps. So the Thanksgiving they had the iced. What should I do? Think about. Oh, by the way, to finish with Rosa. Rosa realized that her dance ballet was a good teacher, but she was a shitty human being. And Rosa here doesn't want to be a shitty human being. She wants to be a good teacher, but she also wants to be a good human being. That's why she chilled with Sam. So that's pretty much it. So next episode we have Charles coming in with Gobble Gobble, which is this Thanksgiving special thing to say. However, there's a couple that they're here to see Charles about what happened to their grandma, which is horrible. And Charles is in costume and say something horrible happened to your grandma, which is super, super, super nice. So we have a. I think it's lost. I'm gonna finish this episode and I'm gonna sleep a little bit. We have the episode, which is basically this is super cool because this is Charles and Amy, and you just realize that Charles and Amy, this is their first episode they have together. I have to go back from. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Bathroom break. Okay. Sorry, guys. Bathroom break. And my phone was too hot. Too hot. I was gonna check if it's still uploading. Yes, it is. Good. Not fast, but somewhat fast. So this is a really cool scene between Amy and Charles, because the whole time people are saying you and Charles are the exact same person to Amy. You're just the feminine version of him. It's a cool thing because they work together, but it's weird because Amy says things like, I'm so attracted to you. Dude, you're dating the best friends. You know? A bit odd. You see? The magic of television. Went to the bathroom. Had time to cool down. So, very weird. So yeah, so they work together, it's super cool. Gina and Terry tell Jake that since he's possibly the godfather, he has to keep Holt from Sharon, because he really likes Sharon, but he isn't the best at talking to her, because he makes her nervous, because he says things like, you're big like a truck, which is funny to me, and you know what he means, like in a good way, but it doesn't sound like a good way. So the job is to keep Holt far from him. Sharon is nervous because the precinct is full of people. This is super cool because she breaks her water while Terry is away on Rikers Island. Fun thing is, Terry is with Rosa, and Rosa will get him off the island pretty quickly. There's a really cool scene of motorcycle, which I did like. The water broke, so she tells Terry to come over. Who is in here is Jake. Now, here's the bad part. Jake have to tell Holt, listen, dude, you make her nervous. I'm not supposed to let you in there. So Holt is feeling hurt. Okay, well, I'm not gonna help you. However, Holt X, which was Dave, which is Ron Swanson from Parks and Recs, fun thing, is a doctor, so he could have been able to help her, but he hasn't, because him and Holt, a relationship was a disaster. It didn't shake hands, let's just say. Jake is telling Charles and Amy to hurry up because I don't know. This makes me laugh because they're both submissive, or at least subservient toward Jake, and Jake seems like a leader that wouldn't abuse the power, but now he abuses power, so to me this is funny. Next we have most of it is done.
I'm sorry, this woman is having non-vaginal contractions. Everyone out, please.
Good. Jake is telling people that, hey, we got a pregnant woman here and I need your cooperation. People are super down because most people that are there to see loved one behind bars and shit like that, you know? So this is actually pretty cool. Rosa has the bicycle scene, which is really nice. We get a tube system, which is the explanation, which is really cool because this takes us to the story of the New York, which I don't know, which was New York. We have Dave. Charles asks Holt for help, and Dave is super funny. Holt literally has to say sorry.
Wow, well, I know what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving.
Literally says sorry to Dave, which is funny because he said sorry to two people. He said sorry to Madeline. He said sorry to Dave, and those are two people that he does not like. You're still recording. Good. Sorry for the lights. We're almost done. This isn't the greatest episode. Not the greatest, but it's actually pretty good. So they have the baby. Everything is A-okay. Holt says sorry. He says, being with Dave, today made me realize that I was emotional with you, and I'm sorry for being emotional. And Jake's like, no problem, don't worry. Which is super cool. Jake is chosen to be the first one to see the baby, and they name her Ava, which is super cool because it's the name of the episode. And that, my friends, sums it up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wish you a very 9-9 day. I'm gonna go sleep a little bit because I'm exhausted. And then it'll come back in about 2 to 4 hours. That's a large gap, 2 to 4 hours, and I'll do some more. Love you guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Always. Peace. I'm gonna call my partner. That would be important. Bon matin, pas ça va bien?
Et toi?
Oui, quelqu'un me fait beau dehors.
Oui.
C'est magnifique, hein? Ça va être chaud aujourd'hui.
Maintenant, j'arrive d'aller porter tes marques.
OK.
Puis, c'est 14, je pense.
Mais, parce que moi, j'ai le soleil qui plombe sur le balcon.
Ouais.
C'est pour ça qu'il est plus chaud. Écoute, je voulais m'expliquer pour hier. Je pense que si je me suis mal expliqué. Hier, oui, j'étais au CGM, mais j'ai vu Tara. Tara, c'est de la fille qui va m'aider pour le CV, pour les entrevues.
Oui.
Nadia, je la vois demain.
OK.
Puis Nadia, c'est elle qui va me donner la liste. Fait que c'est pas que je l'ai pas de voir un matin, mais je me suis dit, hey, j'ai rempli toute l'information. Puis le problème avec le site internet, là, j'ai checké. Ils te disent, premièrement, la plus grosse des erreurs qu'ils ont faites, ils te disent même pas quand le cours commence.
Bon.
Fait que tu vas prendre un cours, puis ben, la prochaine session, c'est l'automne, c'est l'été prochain, ou c'est l'hiver prochain. Tu comprends?
Oui.
Fait qu'à la place de ça, on peut se voir demain pour faire un choix plus éclairé, non?
Oui.
Toi, comment ça va?
Oui.
Good. C'est quoi tes plans pour aujourd'hui?
Ben, c'est sûr qu'il faut que je monte en haut.
OK.
Mais parce qu'hier, j'ai fait la toiture.
OK.
Toutes les années, je monte à l'automne. Hein.
Ah
Ce que je t'avais dit, des fois, il se ramasse juste la poussière et puis la pollution.
ah.
Parce qu'en haut, la toiture est une toiture plate.
OK.
Mais il y a des places qui sont des creux.
Aïe.
Fait que mais j'ai un drain aussi.
Ça aide.
Fait que quand l'eau se rend au drain, ben là, l'eau s'écoule dans le drain. Là. Mais
T'as pas des.
les endroits où il y a un creux,
Uh-huh.
ben, l'eau reste. Puis l'eau stagne, ça fait comme un genre
D'eau noire.
Mais je te dis, j'ai ramassé une chaudière de 5 gallons ça fait comme un genre de flocon. Ça fait comme des cornflakes.
Pas vrai?
Puis quand il y en a trop, puis quand c'est sec puis qu'il vente,
Hein?
ben ça se retrouve sur le balcon du haut.
C'est toxique, ça?
Le sali.
Ah. Mais t'as pas des gouttières?
Non.
Ah, OK.
Non, j'en ai pas parce que. Pourquoi j'en ai pas? Parce que c'est une couverture plat.
OK.
J'ai un drain sur mon toit.
Alors, c'est juste pour les toits, vu qu'ils sont comme en triangle, ça coule dans les.
Les toits en pente,
Ah
ils vont en mettre surtout où est-ce que tu passes.
Ouais. C'est en fait, c'est comme mettre un drain dans un parking qui tombe.
Fait que, non, regarde, au moins, ça c'est fait.
Bon, au moins.
Je te dis, là, j'ai ramassé une chaudière de 5 gallons.
Ça sent?
J'ai pris une photo.
Tu me l'enverras.
Oui.
Ça sent?
Si j'ai faim?
Non. Est-ce que ça sent?
Non.
Parce que l'eau stagnante, ça sent pas super, hein?
Non, mais c'est sec. Oh,
Ah, ok.
J'ai pas vraiment. J'étais sur toi, là, j'ai pas vraiment senti, là.
OK. Ben regarde, au moins tu fais quelque chose de constructif, c'est bien.
Oui.
Fait que c'est.
Une fois chaque année. Non, mais ça a commencé. À un moment donné, Jean-Paul, il était là.
Hein?
Puis c'était en plein été, puis il faisait chaud, il faisait des 34, 36.
Uh-huh.
Je me dis, hey, le dirigeant, il dit, pourquoi t'es parti ton foyer hier? Je dis, Jean-Paul, dans ça là, je suis pas parti, moi.
Ah, regarde.
Là, t'es mastiné.
Pour-
Comme de quoi que j'avais parti. Jean-Paul, t'astine-moi pas, je l'avais pas parti.
fait chaud.
Puis, parce que ça s'en trouvait sur sa table.
Ben oui, ben c'est normal.
Des chaises. Fait que c'est pas propre.
Ça veut dire que.
Chaque année maintenant.
Ça veut dire que quand ça fait le foyer, ça ressort sur son balcon, ça aussi. Shit.
Non, pas vraiment.
Ok.
Je sais pas pourquoi il a pensé ça. Il a pensé que ma cheminée était sale ou. Regarde, je sais pas.
Ah, regarde. Tu le connais, Jean-Paul, hein?
Il a passé des idées par la tête.
Ah oui.
Ce Jean-Paul, là.
Des trous dans les portes d'armoire pour faire des caméras, là.
Ah ouais, ben.
Ah ouais.
Pourquoi? Puis même, il y avait même un fil
Ouais. C'est quoi ça, Jean-Paul? C'est quoi ça? Je sais pas.
qui se rendait là.
Je sais pas.
C'était pas normal, là.
Mais non. C'est croche, là. Juste l'affaire de changer, d'appeler à chaque fois Belle puis Vidéotron.
Ah oui.
Ça, c'est croche en maudit, là.
Il disait à moi, il dit, tu devrais faire pareil.
Ben oui, non, je suis pas croche.
Non, c'est pas vraiment le cas. C'est d'abuser. Là,
Le système.
c'est du système.
Ben oui.
Même, il s'est rendu que Belle puis de d'autres, ils coupaient même plus leur fil parce qu'ils savaient qu'au bout de 6 mois, il allait repasser.
Pour vrai?
Parce que quand tu décommandes quelque chose, je ne sais pas si ça peut ça juste à l'ensemble.
Ouais, non, ils l'ont fait avec moi quand j'ai commandé le Fizz.
Oui.
Il a coupé l'ancien câble d'Internet.
Ah oui.
L'ancien câble qui marchait pas, fait que c'était à quoi de le couper.
Il y en a qui sont croches, puis ils vont dire on s'en sert plus, puis ça en sert pareil.
Ah oui. Ah, mais qu'est-ce que tu me disais, là, pour ça, c'est vrai, là. Ceux qui font pousser du pot, là.
Oui,
Ça consomme, ça, mon homme, là. Ça consomme, mon maudit, là.
c'est comme ça. Oui.
Il y en a qui veulent pas parce que il y en a, comme ton chum. Le gouvernement va voir qu'il y a tellement eu une grosse augmentation. On va dire, hey, quelque chose de pas normal, là.
C'est vraiment l'hydro.
C'est l'hydro qui vont faire ça. Puis l'hydro, ils vont dire, regarde, il y a peut-être soupçon de faire pousser quelque chose, là. Pourtant, je sais pas, c'est parce que les lumières UV, quoi.
Là, c'est des gros spots. C'est des gros spots. Il y a des grosses fans.
Ah. Parce que c'est très humide, ça.
Oui, parce que les gros spots, ben, ça dégage de la salade.
Ouais.
Mais là, il y en a tellement qu'à un moment donné, puis des journées chaudes, il faut qu'il calme, il faut qu'il isole la pièce. En tout cas,
Un cauchemar. En tout cas, on fait pas de pousser du pot, fait qu'on sait pas. Malgré que toi, un été, il y a quelques années.
ouais, mais il n'était pas à l'intérieur.
Oui. Puis là, Martine, qu'est-ce qu'elle dit?
Oh, elle me dit à moi, elle dit, c'est-tu un gars? Pas de sérieux? Ben là, Martine.
C'est le
Ah, tu vois, puis t'as dû essayer quelque chose d'autre encore.
Mais tu m'avais dit que. Tu m'avais dit que.
C'était au complet.
Tu m'avais dit que les fleurs étaient super belles.
Non, ça faisait pas de fleurs, ça fait des cocottes.
Mais tu m'as dit qu'il y avait quelque chose que.
J'ai dû le couper parce que Jean-Claude à côté, il a fait faire son toit.
Ah.
Puis les gars de ce toit, ben, ils ont une vue directe dans mon jardin.
Ouais.
Et là, c'est ceux qui l'ont vu, là. Même, je coupais la tête parce que il poussait plus haut que la
Mais
clôture.
pourquoi t'as gardé ça?
Comme une expérience.
T'as pas fumé?
Ah non.
Mais là.
Ah non.
Mais là.
Ah non, mais oui. Ben, tout le monde disait c'est une belle plante, c'est une belle plante, c'est une belle plante. Je dis, OK, mais je me suis trouvé une crème.
Ouais, mais même si ça doit être beau, pas l'odeur, c'est terrible, là.
Ben, il y a des variétés que c'est quelques d'autres, je me disais,
Apparemment, le pot de qualité, apparemment, ça sent pas. Puis aussi, que la plupart des gens, qu'est-ce qu'ils font? C'est qu'ils vont faire cuisiner ça. Fait que le truc, qu'est-ce que tu fais, c'est que, tu sais, admettons, je sais pas moi, tu sais, quand tu te fais un mélange, admettons pour les crêpes,
Oui.
c'est ton mélange sec, puis c'est ton mélange humide.
Oui.
Tu ferais une espèce de thé, en fait.
OK.
C'est ça ta recette.
Je sais pas, mais je sais que c'est. La plante, elle va produire des cocottes quand les nuits commencent à être fraîches.
Ah oui.
Puis après ça fait comme un genre de. Sur les photos, là, en tout cas, ça fait comme un genre de velours autour. Là.
Oh.
Mais c'est. Qu'est-ce que moi j'ai planté, là, trentaine d'années, et plus,
Uh-huh.
c'était pas d'accord.
Mais non.
Au pote qu'ils ont aujourd'hui. C'est deux mondes différents.
Ben oui, ben oui, ben oui. Mais là, sincèrement, là, tu serais surpris, là. J'ai pris un documentaire là-dessus. L'univers du pot, là, ça a complètement changé parce que avec le Québec, qui le légalise,
Oui.
ça a complètement changé. Hey, maintenant, là, tu peux t'acheter du pot, là, pis c'est vraiment, mais vraiment pas cher, là.
Ah,
J'ai écouté un gars sur TikTok qui a dit qu'il a acheté 5 joints pré-roulés pour 16 piastres.
ok, mon Dieu.
Fait que là, les gars dans la rue, ils ont plus le monopole. C'est plus eux qui font les prix. C'est des prix qui sont un peu plus normales. Fait que là, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Si, admettons, là, t'es un gars, ok? Si, admettons, tu veux faire une rénovation. Puis t'as deux gars. T'as un gars qui va te dire, ben, je te charge moins cher que l'autre.
Oui.
Tu vas aller où?
Ben, ça dépend de
La qualité, c'est sûr, mais disons pour la même qualité.
mon principe qui charge moins cher.
Voilà. Fait que le gouvernement, il t'offre aussi. Puis aussi, le gouvernement, qu'est-ce qu'ils font? C'est qu'ils s'assurent qu'il n'y a pas de. Il y a pas de mauvais produits. Parce que dans la rue, là, tu le sais pas, là. C'est des fois, là, il y a des.
Ah,
Hey, l'affaire de fentanyl, papa, là.
oui, je sais.
C'est capotel, ça.
C'est même. Il y en a qui sont morts. Il y en a, là.
Mais il y en a en masse qui sont morts, là.
À Vancouver, il y en a beaucoup, beaucoup, beaucoup.
C'est
Et
une,
puis,
c'est
il y en
une
a
épidémie,
des
le
fois
fentanyl.
Ah oui.
Parce que eux, qu'est-ce qu'ils faisaient? C'est qu'ils te vendaient. Puis ça c'est quelque chose, encore une fois, que. Je sais pas si c'est vrai, parce que j'ai vu dans un documentaire. Mais eux, qu'est-ce qu'ils faisaient? C'est qu'ils te vendaient des produits qui étaient tellement mauvais. Mais tellement mauvais que ça te faisait rien. Sauf qu'ils mettaient un peu de fentanyl là-dedans. Fait que tu pensais que c'est tellement bon. T'en achètes d'autres, mais c'est juste le fentanyl qui est trop fort.
OK. Mais tu sais que le fentanyl, quand je me suis fait opérer, là, il m'en a donné un peu.
Ouais, mais si tu regardes.
Mais c'est tellement des micro-doses.
Ah oui, oui. Ah oui, oui.
Parce que c'est tellement puissant.
Oui.
Mais les autres, à l'hôpital, ils le contrôlent.
Ben oui, c'est normal, parce qu'eux, ils le savent, là.
Selon ton poids, selon ton âge.
La quantité maximale.
Ouais.
Mais parce que c'est ça, c'est des gens dans la rue qui n'ont pas le savoir, là. Mais tu te rappelles l'émission Breaking Bad? Tu sais, là, le professeur qui fait du crystal meth?
Je me rappelle pas.
Ok, ben techniquement, là, tout ça pour te dire là, que l'ingrédient principal, c'est du NyQuil.
Ah oui?
Il y a un produit qui est super contrôlé là-dedans. Un produit qui est super contrôlé, mais qui est extrêmement potent.
OK.
En tout cas, c'est garde, on se fait là-dessus, pas passer ma journée, puis nous on se voit jeudi.
Ouais.
Je vais texter demain pour te dire si ça s'est bien passé ou pas. Mais
Ouais.
chose certaine, je vais tenter d'avoir une liste.
OK, c'est bon.
Parce que, comme je t'ai dit sur Internet, c'est pas super là.
OK.
C'est bon?
Ouais.
Ben, pas.
OK, bye.
For every broken Yu-Gi-Oh! Boss monster out there, there has to be at least 10 that are a complete failure. Either because they were too broken in the anime and had to get nerfed, or because Konami thought they would be cool but are way too difficult to utilize. The assault mode monsters just aren't worth playing for what. When you run.
And anybody can touch this.
Yeah. Everybody's using this song. What is that?
Listen up.
What? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Hey, oui. Oh, oui. What? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Hey, oui. Oh, oui. Need a little buffer before.
Try to sleep a little bit.
Hey,
Laser cash instead. Laser cash instead. Because why not? Ooh.
No, it's that stuff's positive, and there's other stuff that's positive behind the scenes, but the fact that I might.
How far could he have gone? No fucking way. If you got compressed to the size of an ant, you might think you would collapse into a black hole. But in this size, you would be so dense that even a normal movement might disrupt everything around you. However, if you shrank 10,000 times further, you would be about the size of a bacterium. Shrink another 10,000 times, and you'd reach atomic scales. Finally, if you continued scaling down by an additional factor of 10 to the 15th power, you would reach your Schwarzschild radius, effectively becoming a black hole. If you got compressed to the size of an ant, you
My ammo. Today's Tuesday. My apologies. 900K. I think. We had a lot this one. Okay. Oh. The comfiest of bed. Oh my god. Such a comfy bed. Okay. So gonna go sleep. At least try good night resistance. Good night sword. Good night shield. Good night crown. I love you.